Oh yeah, let's go flying. Da da da. Do 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 do. Do. All right, let's crank the music down. Oh, well, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, and all. Haha, boom. Welcome to some Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. We are here in the Vision Jet. I've got my jacket on, and man, it is time to head to work in a minute. But first, it is a coffee time. We just got some, what is this? Cafe Bustelo coffee. Have a little sip of this. Oh yeah, that's what we're talking about right there. Man, that is stout today. Oh, whew, man, that'll get you. All right, so let's see. We've got everything set up there. Got the coffee ready to go. We also have a sparkling water for when we get up to cruise. We've got here on board with us. We'll show you. Check this out. It is a blood orange. How do you, Solia? I don't know how to. Anyway, you can read it. You can tell me in the chat how to say it. Let me know. I'm not here to learn how to teach you. So colors and anyway, I don't know. This is why I'm a virtual pilot and not a real one. He said, "What? I don't know." Point is, we have got everything set up. If you're seeing here on the screen, as you can tell, we've got the steering wheel here, which we're not using for the plane. However, we are using the joystick over here, and we have our throttle controls, landing gear, flaps, etc. over here to our left. So that's our setup. This is for our American Truck Simulator setup, and this is for our flying setup. We kind of did some rearranging, so this is the first flight back after doing some rearrangement. So we can kind of get everything in the shot, make it more entertaining for you and for me as well. That being said, let's get over to work. We're gonna head over to the mines that I work at. It's Borax Mine Company. That's where I'm role playing that I work at. Today we just got to go over and just do a little walk down in the mines before it gets dark. They've closed up shop, but we just kind of got to do a little walk around. We're here at our house that we got here in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Well, we're pretending that it's our home here, nestled in a nice little area here. It's a pretty cool little spot. If you check out let me get you the airport code here. If you check out not 09CL, that'll take you to, let's get you some information on that so I don't mispronounce anything. So we are living here at Alta Sierra Airport, 09CL, Grass Valley, California. So that's where we're going to pretend that we live, and we're going to fly over to the Borax Mines. It's about an hour and 15-minute flight from here to there. Pretty easy in the old Vision Jet. We're going to get over there. We'll land. We'll walk down to the mine, check it out. And that's going to be our flight for today. And then tomorrow we're going to fly back from the mine over here to back to the house. All right, let's get to work here. Let me go ahead and get to my inside view here. Boom, and let's go ahead and do a little walk around and cover a few things here. Let's see. Remove before flight. Man, I really like this Vision Jet. It's super fun to fly. I'm getting the hang of it. It's a lot of jet for the money, you know. It's a lot of jet for the money. Take a look at everything here. I think it looks good there. Open those up over there. No. I mean, looks good there. Let's go ahead and remove the chalkage. He said chalkage. All right. I think we're looking all good there. Make sure our luggage is free and clear. Everything's good. Looks great. Huh, no step. All right, all right. Let's go ahead and walk over and get into our plane, get it fired up, and we'll get out of here. What do you say? Door is closing. Battery 1, 2, Gen 1, Gen 2. Let's go ahead and get our strobe light on. Everything's looking good there. Move this for a second. Move this to the run position. You'll hear the fuel pump kick on. Let's go ahead and fire it up. I'm gonna press and hold. Light off. All right, we have a positive start. Clear this caution here. Let's go ahead and pull these pins. We do have our cap system here. We do have a parachute system on board here in case we need to use that. But we should be A-okay. Should be just fine. Let's go ahead and get our fan on. Good. Alright. Fresh air. We're going to leave our probe heat off for now. Let's go ahead and initiate our fuel. Confirm. Alright. We're good there. Alright, so after start checklist that we're sort of doing in our head. Let's see. Let's go ahead and we've got our route installed. So let's go ahead and adjust our altitude setting. I think I have that here. We're gonna go up to, let's see, we're currently, let's go ahead and reset this. I think we're gonna cruise at about 25,000, 26,000 feet today. So let's run that up to 26K. We're at a private airport, so we're gonna be self-controlled out of here. Alright, 26, there we go. Set our vertical speed. Pretty good out of here. Set that at minimum 1,500 feet per minute. Heading is set, so let's adjust that. So once we get up into the air, we'll get autopilot set and we'll get up to cruise. When we get up to cruise, we'll pop that sparkling water open. Alright, that's good to go there. Everything's good. Let's go ahead and get our map back to full screen. Go to home, map settings, full, boom. We're good there. Alright. Get our controls back. Alright, let's do a controls check. Full left, full right, forward, back. Alright, clear. Rudders, full left, full right. Alright, looking good. Let's get Set of flaps in right down here. Takeoff flaps are set. Takeoff flaps are set. With that, chat, I believe we are ready to get out of here. Let's go ahead and get our takeoff lights set. We're going to release the parking brake, and we're going to turn around and head up that direction there, turn around, and then head out to the mines. Okay, looking good, looking good. All right, flight controls check. Brakes are coming off. Now over here on my left hand, got the throttles. Turn and get out of here. Back taxi down the runway. Alright, looking good. Oh man, this is awesome. Being able to fly. And especially since the game, we're in the beta, so we're checking it out as well. It's so many improvements. We do have live players on, so you're welcome to come fly with us. We don't have any mods installed. Alright, let's go ahead and back taxi down the runway here. Leaving the house. Yeah, don't get no better than that, right? It's a pretty cool spot here. We got fuel over here to our left. I mean, you can't really go wrong. So we take and grab the bottom of their controller here and pretend this is sort of like a tiller, so to speak. Kind of makes it easy to control instead of holding it up like this. We do have our flying configuration here in the SimRig setup as like the first officer's style setup, where we're flying with our right hand, because I am right-handed, and accelerating with our left and controls and stuff. But we are in the captain seat, so it does get pretty interesting. We have been cleared for takeoff. We're going to head over to the mines, which is where I'm pretending that I work at here in the game. We're going to do a month, 30 days of flying from here to there and back. We're going to be walking around the mine, checking out the mine. We'll also going to be doing a flight down in the mine with the Jetson 1 suit as well. Let's get our outside view set. Back to the inside. Let's go get spun around here. All right. All right, we have been cleared for takeoff. We got to get our probe heat on before we take off. Easy. We do have live weather on, live players. You're welcome to come fly with us. Let's get our parking brake set. Takeoff flaps are set. Looking good there. Bring our throttle down. Probe heat is on. Clear the caution. We are ready to take off, chat. All right. I think we're looking good there. One final check or takeoff. If we have any sort of problems, we'll come back to the airport, try to make a landing here. If not, we'll divert over to another airport. If we can't recover, we'll pull the chutes. We have a parachute system on board. All right, I think we are good to go. All right, let's get out of here. Brakes coming off. Power coming up. Let's go flying. Heck yeah. Positive rate on the old speedage. That's wrong. All right, rotate. Here we go. We're up. Gear coming up. Throttle back. Looking good. Positive rate. Flaps coming up. Flaps coming up. All right. Autopilot is set. All right, chat, set back. Enjoy the flight out of here. Next stop, 4X Mine. Cleared up to 26,000 feet today for our cruise. Sit here and monitor everything. Looking good, looking good. Watch your ears, we'll take you to the outside. Beautiful day for flying. What a plane. Back to the inside we go. Next stop will be the WORK Mines. We've got about, like I said, hour, 15-minute flight once we get up to cruise. Well, less once we get up to cruise, but we'll update you on time and everything. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm pretending that I live there where we just took off from, and I work over at the mines. You know, work in a pretty, yeah, I guess pretty top position since I have a personal jet to fly there, you know, back. We oversee the construction in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 of the mines. Cruising about 200 knots, making our way on up to 26,000 feet here in the Vision Jet today. That was a pretty smooth takeoff. I was pretty happy with that. I didn't think it was too bad at all. Everything looks pretty stable as we're continuing on up. Let's go ahead and get some heat going. Currently about 50 degrees in here. Keep an eye on that. Make sure we don't get too cold. Let's go to aircraft systems, environment. Currently 79 degrees on board. It's a little warm. We'll bring it back down. Doesn't take it long to warm up in here. Let's bring that back down. Alright, it's going down from 79 to 78. We'll check back. I like it about 75, you know, here, give or take. Speed looking good. We're almost at 10,000 feet. Let's go ahead and get our map back on. Go back full screen. And we are flying. I love it. Absolutely fantastic. Little afternoon flight. Looking good. Got autopilot set. Let's grab some coffee. Cafe Bustelo, I think, is the drink that we have on board with us today. There's 10,000 feet. Let's get our landing lights off. Boom, boom. Alright. Lights off. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's good coffee right there. Not sponsored, just enjoy the beverage. Alright, we're going to go ahead and back our V-speed down to about 1,000 feet. Okay. That'll let our speed get up there. There's 200 knots, looking good. There's 1,000 feet per minute. Just about to pass 12,000 feet. Slowly increasing speed. Help make up a little more time over to the mines today. Once we get to the mines, we're going to do a flyover. I like to do like a flyover inspection before I land. And then once we get on the ground, we'll do a little walk down in the mines. And then for roleplay purposes, we're going to pretend that we're going to stay the night in the mines, you know, that maybe not in the mines, but in the office there's like maybe a an overnight room for the executives or something, or employees or whatever may have you. And then tomorrow we're going to fly back home, you know, and then we're going to figure out some pretty cool role-playing things to do over the next 30 days here working at the mines. And I think we're going to be able to include a lot of you guys if you have the flight simulator. Should be a ton of fun. So far so good, headed up to 26,000 feet today in the old VisionJet. Let's go for a walk back here. Take a little view. Just as if we were a passenger. Isn't that cool? I love it. Be pretty neat being a passenger. You might be asking yourself, hey, Sim, how are you looking around? Well, I'm using a mouse that is down below the joystick here. I'll show you this guy. There it is. We got it mounted down here on an old guitar amp. Wing view seat engaged. Right, back to the pilot seat. Just joined the stream, I'm simfamous. We are role-playing that we're flying from where we live at in California, or as a role-playing, over to where we work at the Borex mines. And we're in the Vision Jet. We're pretending that this is our own Vision Jet. We're flying over to the mine. Check it out. Make sure everything's doing good. That's what we're doing today. Let's see. Let's check our heading. That adjusted. Looks good there. Currently cruising at 196 knots, about 1,000 feet per minute, headed up to 26,000 feet, just passing 15,000 feet here on the Vision Jet. I've been doing some exploring in the simulator, and I found some really cool places that are not payware or anything. They're just they're basic places, but they're unique locations, and they're really good for role-playing ideas. Look forward to showing some of those, which is what we're doing today, flying from our house there, the air park at Alta Sierra in Grass Valley, California, over to the Borex mines here today. And we're pretending that we have our own jet, which is cool. Got a Vision Jet, man. It's pretty fantastic. We got our controls set up over here. We got our joystick, and we got our throttle controls over here, landing gear, flaps, all that good stuff. All right, looking good. Had a pretty safe takeoff. We got just under an hour left of flight time to get us over there, but we got to walk around, check out the mines. And the reason why we're not flying back is because if we're flying back in the evening time, where we sort of live in the simulator, it's a little tricky to get into at nighttime, so we try not to fly in at night too much. It gets a little dangerous. $17,000 feet. Check our temperature in here and see how we're doing. Go to aircraft systems, environments and pressure. 76 degrees, or 25 Celsius. Everything looking good. All right. Go ahead and get all the ice protection on in case it's needed. Getting a little bit of turbulence. We have turbulence set to realistic. Looks good there. Alright, get the GPS back on. Go back full screen. Boom. So far, so good. 180 knots. 18,000 feet. Headed on up to 26,000 feet cruising altitude today. Here in the old Vision Jet. Nice day for flying. Yep. Can't go wrong. the old feet kicked out here. We're about up to cruising altitude, just a few thousand feet. We'll be there, man. Let's grab some coffee. Enjoy the flight up. And the reason why I'm going to do these 30 days of flying from one place to the next, you know, like as if I worked there, and that's kind of what I did, is just to see the difference in weather, if people join us, accidents that may happen, taking off, landing, just to see how it goes. So far, the first trip out of the house was smooth. We got off the ground okay. You know, a little sketchy, but, you know, we made it. The only thing I need to get some sort of, I need like a miniature microwave to put the coffee back in to keep it hot, or I need one of those things like a heated cup. That'd be cool. You know what I mean? I could enjoy that. Alright, we'll put that back down, and we're going to monitor everything until we get to cruising altitude. We'll crack open that sparkling water. Alright, there's 20,000 feet, 175 knots, and still going 1,000 feet per minute. So that should have us cruising out to the next 5-6 minutes or so. Man, what a simulator, right? We spent the last few days, sort of like I said, getting the setup reset back up. I wanted to have everything in the shot, so when I'm doing the flight sim and or the trucking, I've got everything right here for me to have close by and for you guys to see. And now I have some select places that are open right through here that I'm going to be adding more gear as time goes. I want to get a different type of, like right now I'm using the keyboard to do all the controls for, say, the heading, altitude select, things like that. But I want to have one of the actual, like, sort of just like the simulation of the airplane, the dials and stuff. I want to have that up here. And eventually when I get a new wheel setup, I like to have a wheel that's removable so I can pop that off and then have everything right here close by. Now, this is easily removable, but I don't really want to do that. You know, I'd rather have everything here so ready to go at any time, you know. We also have all of our lighting, like that you see, is sort of the blue tealish light behind us, and we have lighting above us that we can match. Some planes have like red lighting on the inside and whatnot, so we can match the lighting to that for like cool night flights and all that type of fun stuff. It's going down about 500 feet per minute. We're at 23,000 feet. Cruise altitude is 26,000 feet. We're almost to cruise altitude, folks. This plane does have auto throttle, which is pretty cool. We've been trying to learn certain things so we can simulate more realistically. So it's going to be a learning process, but we're getting there. We are getting there. Having a blast too, man. Alright, there's 500 feet per minute. Plane settled at that. Currently cruising about 172 knots. Looking good. Like I said, we do have live players and live weather on, so you're welcome to join us anytime you see us flying. And just look at those views out there. I want to get, I think it's called Beyond ATC. I think that's the name of it.
It's an AI ATC. It's supposed to be pretty good. I've been watching some other content creators that use it. I really like that. I think that'd be pretty fun. The old Vision Jet. It's a pretty capable little bird, man. Still cruising 174 knots, 500 feet per minute, headed up to 26,000 feet. Currently about to pass, about to hit 24,000 feet. Let's go back here and pretend we're taking a ride back here for a minute. How awesome. Sitting in the back of a Vision Jet. That's cool. Just sitting back here, having a coffee, taking a ride, man. Living the good life. He said living a good life. Ooh, little turbulence rocking us around. You alright up there, pilot? It's a joke. Go ahead, I am the pilot. Me back up there. Pretty roomy in here, too. Right there's the view, right? That's it. That's right there. Vision Jet awesomeness. Just so awesome. Back in the old seatage. Here, just a minute, you hear the altitude warning. Let us know we're just 1,000 feet away from our cruise altitude. We do have live time and live weather on. I didn't check to see what the weather was like over at the mines. It's just time for me to get to work. Alright, there's our 1,000-foot warning. Getting rocked around a little bit. Like I said, we do have turbulence set on realistic. I've got to practice and learn how to use the auto throttle and stuff as well. .500 feet, so cruise altitude. We'll get set and cruise, and we'll open that sparkling water and just enjoy the flight over to the mines. Once we get set and cruise altitude, I'll pull up some information on the place that I'm pretending to work at as well. Alright, chat. Here comes 26,000 feet. We're leveling off. You can see we switched to altitude. That's turned green. Means we're going to be leveling off here at 26,000 feet. Let's adjust our heading here just a little bit. Alright, looking good, chat. Alright, we have leveled off at 26,000 feet. Everything's in the green, looking good. Everything's happy. Temperature is nice and set. Comfortable here in the cabin. 180 knots, slowly speeding up. Man, we are flying. All right. Let's go ahead and let me pull up some information. Kind of give you some history and idea of where we're headed. All right. So it says we are headed to the Borex mine. Is in Boron, California. A little history here. And it has 28% of the world's refined borates or borates. I'm not sure how to say that. But we're looking at checking that out. It has a visitor access. The public can visit the Borex Visitor Center. It's a hill above the mine and do like a outlook. Check it out. We got the beautiful wifey Helen in with woof woof. What's happening, beautiful wifey? We're just about to reach cruise altitude. We're here, well, we have reached cruise altitude. We're at 26,000 feet. Headed over to our job at the Borex mine today. We got the dogs barking because they're about to be fed. We posted some new videos of the doggies. Make sure to check that out there, beautiful wifey. Looks like we have about 35 minutes over to the mines today. They're looking pretty good. I see my son is feeding the dogs, so you might, like I said, hear the dogs bark. The big wifey says I already did. Fantastic. Well, we are here at cruising altitude. It's time to crack open our free in-flight beverage. We have, don't know how to say it, but it starts with an S. It's blood orange sparkling water. Soli, S-O-L-E-I-L. Don't know how to say it. I just know it tastes good. Oh yeah. Flying on my own personal jet to my own job at the mines. Living the good life. Hope I don't crash the plane.
All right.
And we're currently at 4,000 steps for the day, trying to get to at least 7,000 steps a day. Did a workout this morning, so trying to get back in that old habit again. Oh, the dogs are barking. My son's making the dogs bark. We are a pet-friendly flight here. We got 4 dogs on board. You can see them in some videos here on the YouTube channel. Make sure to check them out in the YouTube Sorts section. Looking good in the neighborhood. Adjust our heading a little bit. There we go. Currently showing as 38 minutes to our destination. We'll check the temperature on board here. Go to aircraft systems. 76 degrees. All on the money. Oh man. Love Vision Jet. Super dependable. Super, super dependable. The beautiful wifey Helen says, Sim Max is your BFF. Haha. He is a good dog. He's in there hanging out. Maxwell, where are you at? Hi, Max. Oh, Tungalungas is barking at everybody. She's just mad. She didn't get her beauty sleep today. I told him to go out, go play. Looking good in the Vision Jet. We'll go ahead and move this up out the way. We are in cruise mode, so we are relaxations. Grab the coffee. We got coffee on board with us today too. Got the Christmas cup because it's almost Christmas time. How many shopping days till Christmas? We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you... I'm going to eat turkey in a few days, man. I'm excited about that. Oh, coffee is hitting the spot. I need to get more coffee. We're almost out of the old Cafe Bustelo. Definitely gotta get some more of that. And this flying stuff is awesome. It is a bright, sunshiny afternoon. Let's go. You can see the scratches in the windows. Things looking pretty good, pretty good. When we get about 20 minutes out, we'll start sort of getting the plane sort of ready for the for the descent down, getting everything set up. Anything goes wrong, we do have a parachute and stuff here on board. Help us in case we have any sort of major fails, anything like that, which is what I like about the Vision Jet. Pretty safe bird, I believe. Glad to have everybody watching and hanging out. Or if you're watching this back in the old rerun, thanks for watching. About 30 minutes out from the old mines. It's pretty cool that you can get in a Vision Jet and fly, you know, an hour and 15 minutes over where you work. Talk about a unique lifestyle that I don't know anything about, but would be fun or interesting, and I'm sure very stressful to upkeep, maintain. Just the upkeep on a Vision Jet alone, prices, the fuel. But the experience would be amazing. But I'll stick to the simulator for me right now because this is, I'm not gonna hurt nobody flying this guy. Nope. If over here you'll see this, we've got landing gear, throttle, and then this I have assigned for different things, for different planes. So it doesn't do anything yet for the Vision Jet. But it has a white knob on it, but that's actually just tape. That's painter's tape because I didn't have anything to make that a different color because it was just black. I was like, you can't really see it. So I was like, yeah, red, white, and blue. Oh, painter's tape. James says, don't crash. Trying not to. We're so far so good. Cruising 26,000 feet, 176 knots. Everything's in the green. We're headed over to work at the Borex mines. We're going to go over there and kind of walk the grounds, make sure everybody's been doing their job. Took off from the house there in Grass Valley, California. Now we're just setting up here and cruise, doing good. Take you to the outside. Check out that bird, the old Vision Jet. Not bad, not bad. They got me flying right here. Check me out. I got my hat on backwards, got my sunglasses on, my orange jacket. Man, I'm a pilot. Look at me, I'm a pilot. I'm flying. I'm flying. Man, love it. Oh, nice. Back to the inside we go. Yeah, I'm trying out some new role-playing ideas here in the flight simulator. Just kind of pretending what it'd be like to be, you know, an executive of a company and being able to fly your own personal jet to work, you know. And that's what we're simulating today. And for the next 30 days, we're going to be flying this same route back and forth. Maybe we'll have an additional route we go to. Maybe we got to go pick up another executive or something like that amongst the roll plate. Maybe we have to go visit another mine. We'll see how that goes. But basically, we'll just be going from here, from our house to the mines and back. Shout out to the beautiful wife who headed to her second job today. Can't wait to make her some dinner when she comes home. Everything looks good. We flying, man. That's the cool thing about being up here in cruise altitude. You can just, make sure you monitor everything, but you sit back, relax, keep your hands on the wheel. Look, I'm driving the plane. No, I'm not. I'm not driving the plane. I'm stupid. And it's pretty cool that we can get out of the plane and go walk around. That's what we're going to do once we get to the mines. We're going to walk over to the mine, check it out, get you a view on that. Like I said, we're just pretending we're going to go down and oversee the overseers. And I want to be able to do this flight for 30 days and see if anything changes on the scenery in the mine over 30 days. I'm just curious to see if anything updates, what happens, what our flight experiences are, weather-wise, what we encounter. It's Monday. We're doing live weather, so we're pretending, all right, Monday, we're back to work. We got to fly out to the mines and, kind of just take a look, keep an eye on things, make sure everything's intact, safe, secure, just kind of make sure everything's looking good at the mines. Things people with personal jets, executives do. VIP executive stuff. I don't know. You help me. You help me figure out what we're doing. A little bit of turbulence, not too bad. Pretty cool to see all the different views. We're right here over the top of these mountains. You can see a valley over there, snow here on top. There we took the area that we took out of. What is that? It's pretty scenic. It's got the fall colors of the trees and stuff. It's a nice area, nice place to live. Grass Valley, California. Land your plane, get out, walk in your living room. Don't get much better than that, you know what I mean? Alright, let's get on some information here for us. Let's see. checking all our information here. Helen says my left eye is getting better. That's fantastic, honey. I'm glad it's feeling better. I know how annoying that can be. We got our flight details here, payload and fuel, looking good. Good there. We got flight information. Kind of learning what everything does here with this as well. Oh, we changed satellite. Okay, cool. Fabulous. Now I know how to do that. All right, 28CL. That's where we're headed to. Helen says the eye cleaner and drops, it worked. Oh, fabulous, honey. All right, let's check here on my other map setting. Let's see what our airport elevation is. So the airport I'm landing at, the airport is closed for, you know, normal, say, flights, but for us it's going to be open. So Helen says be right back. Sounds good. All right, so our destination altitude is 2,400 feet. So we need to go ahead and change our altitude. So let's go ahead and get ready for our descent. So destination altitude is 2,400 feet. So we're going to go 3,400 feet above that. So let's scroll this down to 3,400. In case you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm changing our altitude right here to 3,400. That way we can set up our autopilot. Then we're going to take our V speed and we'll turn that on. And we're going to set that down at 2,000 feet per minute. And we're going to pull our throttles back so we don't overspeed. Actually, we're going to adjust that back to 1,000 feet per minute for right now. Good. Adjust our thrust over here to maintain our speed that we want. All right, looking good. And just like that, we're making our way down. Wow, look at that. And this is my first flight from the Grass Valley, California, the place we're living at, to our place of work here. First time, so it's the new experience trying to figure this out and make sure we get there safe and sound, if you will. And then as I learn more, I'm going to learn more about actual procedures, about how you would actually fly into this airport, following certain routes and approaches, you know, all that. And there's so much for me to learn. It's going to take a while, but we're going to get there. We are going to get there. You got to remember certain things, like get our landing lights on when we hit 10,000 feet. Go back here, enjoy the view for a second as the plane is descending. It's so cool, we can go everywhere in the plane. The Vision Jet's pretty user-friendly, you could say. You know?
Man, look at that view, right? Oh, let's just enjoy that for a minute. Get your arms crossed and just like, man, sit back and enjoy the view.
Sometimes it is really just so realistic, isn't it? Another fun thing about doing the same flight for 30 days is you never know who's going to fly with you. Once people see, maybe if they see that you're flying the same spot back and forth, people may be already there, you know, or maybe they're taking off and headed back, or maybe it'll be a busy day leaving the house area, you know, and you just kind of got to wait your turn. Everybody's got their house picked out, you know, back at the airport where we took off from. Now, I'm really liking finding these air parks. And what an air park is, it's basically like an area that's, you know, it's like a neighborhood. It has, you know, your house, your garage for your car and stuff, but also has where you can fly in with your plane. So it's a pretty fun place to have that me and you guys could meet up, and you could pretend you have a house there and I've got a house there, and you could just fly from. Maybe you're waking up and you're flying, you're like, hey, simfamous, I'm flying over to Las Vegas today. I'm like, hey, cool, nice, I'm headed to Utah, you know, and then back home, and then maybe you're flying to Vegas and back, and maybe we land at the same time, or who knows. It's pretty cool, you know. Let's get you back to the pilot seat. Getting a little turbulence on the way down, not too bad. Yeah, so basically what I'm pretending that I do for the mines is I'm in charge of like the photography of the area and making sure that all the media pictures are taken, and also that the design and the development of the mine is on track and where it's supposed to be. So you kind of have two jobs there at once, you know, is what I'm pretending that I do. So we're going to fly around the mine area, you know, take a look at some things, kind of get our eyes on stuff, we'll land, and then kind of walk over. And that'll be where we sort of end for today. And then we'll pick up from there tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll actually we'll continue from this area. We'll go down on actually a tour inside the mine down in the area, but we'll actually walk down with our player here in the simulator. Sort of do some photography of the area. Spend the afternoon doing that, taking a bunch of pictures, and then we'll get back on our plane and head back home tomorrow, which would be pretty cool. It'll be pretty cool. "30 days of flying back and forth to the same spot." We're also going to be trucking in American Truck Simulator every Tuesday and Thursday as well. Unless I have a show with the band or something on those days. "175 knots, 17,900 feet, sending 800 feet per minute. On track, looking good." We'll be leaving at different times in the flight simulator to and from the mines, just because our schedule would probably vary in real life in a job like this, just because we'd be on call for certain times. Just like today, we had more of an evening flight. Afternoon, you know, we got out of here about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You never know, tomorrow we might have an early morning flight, or an early morning walk around the mine and then head back. You know, anything's possible. Pull our speed back. We are just about 45 nautical miles out, about 12 minutes, give or take. We're going to do a flyover before we get on the ground, though. We had a successful takeoff. We have a successful landing. First flight to and from the house to work in the Vision Jet, success. But we're not on the ground yet. I mean, anything could go wrong. I mean, anything could go wrong. And that's why we're going to do 30 days. We're going to see if we can have, 30 takeoffs and landings. You got 30 takeoffs, 30 landings, so 60 chances to mess up. We'll see what we can do. hopefully everything will be A-okay, you know. Take you to the outside. Heck yeah. What a view, right? Looks like we're passing over some sort of airport there. The beautiful wifey says, I'm back. Well, hello. What's happening? We're on our descent down into the airport at the mines. Back to the inside we go. So far, so good. I got up here once we get to 10,000 feet, get our landing lights on. What a cool experience it is to sort of pretend to fly from your house to your job. Man, just what a neat thing that is. And that's why I want to do this for 30 days, just to kind of get a better feel, more of an understanding, more of a immersion level of immersing myself into, okay, all right, it's time, I got to head to work, check on the mines, you know, do that. All right, got to head back to the house. And then some days like today where we're flying from the house to the mine, to the work, we're not doing a return flight because it is evening and we necessarily don't want to fly into where we live at and it's a little tricky to get into, so that's why we're not doing a return flight. But let's say tomorrow, or maybe that we're at the house the next time, you know, we might fly from the house to work, pretend to do some stuff at the mines for a while, or take like tourists on a sightseeing adventure while we're there. We sort of do give tours while we're there, and then maybe we'll fly back home, you know. All right, there's 10,000 feet. Strobe and landing lights are on. Bouncing us around a little bit of turbulence on the way in. I also want to sort of kind of keep up with how long it took to fly from the house to work, you know, see if I get any sort of quicker or smoother, you know, over time. We'll see how it works out. So far, it was a pretty smooth flight for our first one. First trip in the old Vision jet. Adjust our heading here a little bit. Looking good. Lower our speed back some more. We'll walk back here, take a look at what it's like. Oh yeah. Landed in the VisiJet. That's so cool. Look at that shot, man. Left the trees, landed in the desert. Alright, we're going to do an altitude hold. Like I said, we're going to fly over the mines here. Take a little visual look. Little visual inspection up here in the air before we get on the grounds, you know. Since we got the jet, we might as well use it, you know what I mean? Man, look at that view. So crazy to see all the terrain changes. Is this real life? JBM says, I'm not getting notifications for you, bro. I've missed this. Oh, man. You know, there hasn't been anybody watching other than the beautiful wifey. I think YouTube is just being weird, you know. But to recap, we are on the our first flight. We're doing 30 days, flying from our house in Grass Valley, California. We found this nice little air park, which is pretty cool because it has houses and like people could pretend that they live there as well, could fly with. And we're flying to the Borex mine, and we're pretending that I'm sort of like a person that's higher up, has his own personal jet, and basically I fly to the mines, oversee some things. I do tours. I take clients into the mine, walk them around. JPM says I re-hit the bell just to see if that helps. Nice. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Hopefully it does. We're gonna land at the mine, and then we're gonna walk around, do a little look, and then tomorrow we're gonna go take a walk down into the mine, this big huge quarry. We're gonna walk down into it, pretend we're taking some clients around, and you guys will be the clients if you're watching, you know, trying to bring in some work or something. And then we're going to fly the VisiJet back home to our nice house there in Grass Valley, the air park. And we're going to do this for 30 days. We are in the Flight Sim Beta 4. So if you're in the beta, you're welcome to join us. We're going to do this for 30 days. That way we can experience the weather, landings, all this. JBM says the S2000 is finally in the shop for paint. Nice. That's awesome, my dude. That is so good to hear. just about 7 miles out from the mines here. You can start seeing it to form off the nose of our plane here. We're gonna take you for a little flight around the mines here before we get you on the ground and before we walk over to the mines. And like I said, tomorrow we're going to be walking down into the very bottom of the mine, from the top to the bottom. JBM's been a member for 7 months. Backstage Pass. Shout out to JBM Gaming for being a member for 7 months. Man, the OG. All right, chat, take you to the outside. Welcome to Borex Mines here. This is where I work. Here in the simulator for 30 days, chat. It takes us about 1 hour and 15 minutes to fly here from our house. We have been searching Microsoft Flight Simulator for some awesome places to fly to, do some role-playing work. JBM, I found another place that has a big, huge sort of warehouse that we can pretend to have like a company that flies out of there. You know, people go to different destinations. Pretty cool. Look at this big, beautiful mine. Let's pull our speed back. This mine does have an airport here. Runway is closed to the public, but open to us because we are employees. Like I said, we are doing a little visual inspection of the mine here as we fly over. Let's go ahead and adjust our heading. Make our turn around the mines here. JBM says, what a mine. That's impressive. Oh, dude, this place is huge. And the closer you get to the ground, the deeper this spot gets. And the airport is right here at it. You can land, park the plane, and walk over, which is what we're going to do here shortly. It's such a cool place for role playing. Let's get back to the inside. But yeah, we're pretending part of some of my job is to do a visual inspection of the mine, check it out. Let's go ahead and get our altitude a little bit lower here. I'm going to take you back to the outside. Make our turn, use our heading. Continue our turn. JBM says, how long before we get farming, trucking, mining sim all in one? Oh, and flying, basically a second life. Right? That's sort of what I'm pretending right here that we're doing. Man, that's what I'm that's what I'm going for. I'm trying to combine them. Look at this place. And once you're on foot down there, it is another sight. JBM says, wow, it's cool. Dude, and tomorrow we're gonna walk all the way down to the bottom and back up and then get back in the plane and fly back home. How cool is that? There's our airport. Let's go ahead and get back to the inside. Helen says it's huge. All right, there's the airport we're going to land at. So we're going to go out here and get ready for landing. It is a private airport. It's not for public use, but we are employees, so it's A-okay for us. Let's go ahead and pull our speed back. We still have autopilot on. The beautiful wifey says, got to go. See you later. See you later, beautiful wifey. Oh, look at that water storage down there. That's so real. JBM says, bye for now, Helen. Oh, JBM, best of luck for the dog's surgery tomorrow. Helen says, bye, JBM. And later, bye, Sim. I've got a bunch of cool role-playing places. All based as 30 days. And the reason, like I said, another reason why I'm doing 30 days at these spots is just to experience the weather, how it might change if we go through rain. But this is the first day of flying in. All right, let's use our heading bug and let's make our turn and head back in. Pull our speed back. Let's get you back here like if you're in the passenger seat. Man. Woo. All right, back to the pilot seat. Alright, autopilot is coming off. My plane, landing gear coming down, first set of flaps. Landing gear is deployed. A little high, let's watch our speed. We got our throttle controls over here to the left if you want to zoom in and check it out. Alright. Full flaps. Alright, easy, easy. Looking good. More power. Got the runway in sight. Looking good. Alright, Chad, here we go. First landing at our work. Easy. Pull the speed back. Ooh, we might have to go around. A little high. Pull the speed back. Ooh, ooh. We might have to go around. Float it. Float it. Yep, go around. Full power, full power. Gear up, gear up, gear up. Go around. Didn't quite make it, chat. Didn't quite make it. We'll fly over the mine here. Get reset back up. It was a little dangerous, chat. JBM says, I've been dealing with personal stuff, hence the lack of me posting. I'll tell you about it probably. I understand. I understand. Alright, pull our speed back. Alright. We'll continue going around. We'll grab this, use our mouse, pull the view back. Looking good. We had a little bit too much energy on the way in on that one. JBM says, put it mildly, I'm dealing with a full-blown Karen who called the cops on me. Hey man, sorry to hear that. Man, life can be tough for no reason at all sometimes, you know what I mean? Man, we almost messed up on that go around there. I almost waited too late. Almost waited too late. But let's try and see if we can be set up a little better for it this time. All right, we'll get autopilot set for a minute. Pull our speed back. Champion says, I'll explain to you in person about what happened. It's ridiculous. Sounds good, my dude. Alright, we got the airport back on our side again. Looking good. Man, we almost messed up big time. Whew! Jacob says, I've not had flight sim on in ages. Hey, maybe it's time to hit up the old flight sim. I've been setting up my rig here so I can be able to see the controls for you guys, like the flight sim controls and the steering controls when I do each simulator. That took a while to get set up where I like it. Finally got that set. All right, gears coming down. First set of flaps, pulling our speed way back. Second set of flaps. JBM says, I've been dabbling in Hogwarts Legacy. It's pretty cool. Nice. All right, chat, here we go. Full flaps, landing gear set. We're looking good. We're pretty committed. Pull our speed back. A little bit of wind, a little bit of wind. Watch our speed. JBM says, looking good. We're getting closer, we're getting closer. Pull our speed back. All right, cut the speed, cut the power. Float her on down. Just ride it on down, ride it on down, ride it on down, ride it on down. Woo! All right, brakes, brakes, brakes. Float her down, brakes. Easy, brakes. Whoa, back on center line. A little bit more brakes, a little bit more. Hard braking, hard braking. There we go. Woo! Ha ha! Oh, we made it to work safe and sound, chat. Take it to the outside. Clean up those flaps. Get our brakes on. Man. What a landing that was. Check out that little runway. Dude, I mean, it's just enough. Just enough. You know what I mean? All right, let's get to the inside. Javen says you can be my wingman anytime. All right, let's go ahead and shut this bird off. Landing lights off. Just like that. Caution light reset. We'll remove that. Gen 1 battery. All right, brake is set. Also walk back here. Let's open this door and let's go walk over to the mine. Welcome to Borax Mine, ladies and gentlemen. Ha ha ha, we landed. Look at this, man. We landed our jet. We took off from our house, got here, and landed this sucker. Man. Go ahead and set those. You can leave at any time. We're good. All right, chat. Let's go over here. Check me out. Check me out. We did it. All right, let's go walk over to work. JBM says you are far more clued up with that than me, bro. Man, I'm just having some fun. So cool. We landed here. I don't know what the local time is, but it's 5 o'clock where I'm at in real life, so I
I assume it's about 5 o'clock here in Borax, California. If you guys want to check, let me know. JBM says all the switches and buttons. I mean, right, dude. I spent the other day, I don't know how many hours assigning buttons to the keyboard, like how to adjust the headings, the altitude, the altimeter, all kinds of unique stuff. Just because I got some pretty cool like role playing ideas. Just like I said, pretending to be, a guy who works for this company, has his own plane, lives in a nice area out there in California, flying in. Since I work in the American Truck Simulator, I probably have some pretend that I do some role playing with shipping and receiving here. But man, look at that. There's the plane back there. JVM says spawn the chopper into the mine. Well, that's kind of another thing I plan on doing is there's like the little Jetson 1 personal little electric helicopter. So basically another thing that I pretend to do is that when I get here to the mine is we can have like either a helicopter or like the little personal helicopter, and then we fly down into the mine, maybe take clients on like tourist trips. But I also thought it'd be kind of cool to just walk. You know what I mean? Something different. I don't walk a whole lot in the game, and I want to do more of that because it's in the simulator now. All right, we're walking into the shipping and receiving part here. This is where, if you're an American Truck Simulator, this is where you would come to. We'll go ahead and go back to the inside of my sunglasses here. Get that first person view. You can see your feet, which is cool. Do 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 do. JBM says you got farming sim. We could do mining. I used that. I gotta. Let me see. Did I have farm? No, I had farming sim on the what's it called? Game Pass, but I don't have Game Pass anymore. It's so cool that we can walk over here to the mine. It's a pretty long walk. That's why tomorrow is going to be dedicated to just walking all the way down into the mine. Or flying the Jetson 1. But we just had to get here, get on the grounds, fly here from the house. Just one foot in front of the other. Step at a time, man. Step at a time. Got the company store over there. Farming, or JBM says farming has the trucking, mining, dynamic loading, unloading. Yeah, some cool stuff. I can't wait to maybe like you said, one day they have all these games just connected, you know what I mean? It is a long walk. I guess we could do a little running, huh? I forgot we could run. Get a little jog in. Take a little look around every once in a while, see where we're at. You know what I mean? What's really cool is, like this morning I went out and did an early morning walk, did some weightlifting and stuff. Is even in the game you can picture like, hey, I'm gonna go for an early morning run before you go for a flight, I wish they had it where you could instantly spawn, like, how I landed in the Vision Jet, where I could spawn, just with the press of a button, another, like,
airplane or something like you can with other games like BeamNG and stuff. But hey, that's why they pay us the big money to get out here and come from a run, and go for a walk. We'll get you out here to overlook where you can see into the mine. Man, once you see how just massively huge it is from being on the ground. JVM says pick you up in a Polaris, then down to the mine, right? That would be pretty cool. Hey, the pilot's getting his cardio in, man. This would be a cool place, like I said, running simulator to come pretend you're doing a morning jog, early morning. I mean, it's like a movie, man. You know what I mean? We got to go all the way up the top of that hill there. JBM says I've flown to Nome, Alaska. Bet that was a flight. Let's see, are we over here? I think maybe over here. And what's really cool is when you fly to these places and you get on here like this, it really gives you a sense of how big this area that we just flew into truly is. You know what I mean? Alright, we'll walk this way. Getting in our morning run, or evening run actually, here in the simulator. And like I said, flying back to the house that we have, I mean, we could do it, but it's a challenge to get in there in the evening times. I tell you what, that Vision Jet, that was fun landing that sucker in here. Right, we got to keep going, I believe, this direction. It's hard to believe that I am running in a flight simulator. JBM says, did you complete the Halloween event? No, I never did. I was gonna do a Halloween special thing too, and just never did get around to it. Maybe I should have parked the plane closer. But hey, that's why they pay us the big bucks, man. We're out here doing vice president things. Let's see. I think it's up this way. I think the road takes us up over here. I can't remember if it starts on that side or that side. JBM says that side by side sounds good now, huh? Right? It's just getting too realistic, isn't it? He said too realistic. Can I climb the hill easy? Yeah, I got my boots on. Just over the hill, chat. Just over the hill. Now let's see. I think I gotta go over either to the left or right to get up this top of the hill over here. JM said, you've no high vis on, right? Let's see. And I'm kind of going to pretend to do like some sort of photography and things here in the simulator as like part of the role play thing. Man, what a walk. Oh, this way. JBM says turn around into the sun. I can get you up here and get you that sun view while we're headed over to the quarry. Oh yeah, and it's about that sun setting time getting ready to happen. I mean, it's almost too realistic, right? With the sun glare right there. Oh. Hey, just over the hill, chat. Just over the hill. Wait till we see the views in the quarry. Can my dude climb up this hill? Yeah, he's got his Timberlands on. Got them work boots on. I also got some role playing coming up where we go look for animals. I found some cool airports that have animals. Vegetation, you missed the detail. Oh, check out that. Can we walk up that hill right there? We're gonna see. Yeah, I've got some cool roleplay ideas coming up. I found some really cool ranch houses. Let's see. Can our guy walk up this? JBN says, come on, Kate Bush, keep running up that hill. Almost. I'm out of breath. But hey, that's how, we own a jet. We make that big money. Alright, let's get up here and find where we're going. Oh yeah, I totally dude, I walked the wrong way. I went north when I should have went this way. Oh man. James says, man has impeccable stamina. Cue the Rocky theme. I went the wrong way. The airport's over there. We came this direction. We should have went straight that way. We'd have been right to it. God almighty. All that walking for nothing. That's alright. They want us to walk the grounds anyway. JBM says that view over water. Oh yeah, look at that, right? The glaring off the sun. And then the mountains in the distance. That's pretty cool stuff. Get that view back there. Got Lewis with hello, and JBM says stunning. I did. It is a stunning view. Cue the Rocky theme. We are just about to get over to the mine. Man, I walked the completely wrong way. It's okay. We're gonna get a heck of a view of the mine here in just a second, guys. If you're just joining the stream, I'm simfamous, and I'm role-playing working at Borex Mine for 30 days in the Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. I'm pretending that I'm like some sort of executive person that works here. I'll be bringing clients in to take them a view of the mines, maybe bringing in potential clients, and I pretend I have my own personal jet and I flew from my own personal house to the mine here, and we were just now getting to take a look at the mine from the ground here. Can I slide down this hill? Wow, look at that, right? James says, I can hear Tony Beats roaring from here. Let's go down this hill here. Now these 3 buildings we're getting a walk up to, I believe would be what would be representing maybe the Tourist Center overlook area. Of course, we took a long walk over to the to get to where we're going, but hey, we're just about here now. And this is where we'll start off from tomorrow. We'll actually walk down into the mine, and then we'll fly back to our house. Yeah, we would have been here about solid 6 minutes ago had I just walked over this direction. Probably could even taxied the plane over here, to be honest. Probably could have taxied the plane over here to the I bet we could. Probably could have taxied over here to the viewing area. James says it's like Days. Or Daisy. Yeah, I bet we could have taxied the plane all the way over to here. And maybe we'll do that since we're like VPs or something. Maybe that's what we'll do tomorrow. The next day, taxi the plane over to the viewing area. We made it, chat. We made it to the viewing area. Let's get in that first person view. And we are here at work. Oh man. Look at that, chat. And it goes down deeper, way out in there. Way out in there. Craziness. And tomorrow we're going to walk all the way down into the very depths of this mine. Man, what a crazy trip. Can you believe it? Can you believe it that you can walk all this far in the flight simulator now? Oh man, let's go recheck out this sunlight. Oh, wait a minute. I pressed the button, made myself back in the plane. Oh. Oh man, all that walking. Oh, can you imagine that? Oh, fail. But that being said, everybody, I'm simfamous. Thanks for joining me here on this first flight. We made it from where we live to where we work. Tomorrow we'll take a walk way down into the field in the mine and check that out. But man, oh man, what a good time this was. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm simfamous. I'm out of here. We're going to cue up the music. Thanks for watching some Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. We'll see you in some Trucking Simulator tomorrow as well. That being said, music's coming on. We are getting out of here. Y'all have a great evening. Later. Da-da-da.
Ciao.